Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to today's mathematics with your girl Sunshine Monet L. So we have to do like a nice little recap. So let's see how well we do that little recap situation I'm saying. So let's start with 12, 12, 8. So that's like a 338. We have two threes happening there. So we start off the day on knowledge and wisdom, which brings us understanding, taking initiative, taking action, and getting that discernment that we get from taking action. You know, the gut controls the mind. Everything starts with the thought, and then we get the lessons that we need, and now we have the understanding of how we're going to move thereafter because of the discernment that we've gained or the wisdom that we've gained from exercising our knowledge or taking that initiative realm or whatever, what have you. 3 also is a space of expression and emotion. So heavy, intense emotions happening here. We're going to add that to the month of understanding. We are in the month of knowledge and wisdom, which brings us to understanding. This is the month of also the Holy Trinity, which is in alignment with the winter triangle rising in the sky with Sirius star. Also the story of nativity and all those things. Everything is in alignment with the threes in this space and time, right? So even using the calendar that we're using, measuring space and time, how we're using it, we still can't escape, the overall, blueprint or, map of how things are. Ashe. So we're in the energy of Asar, Tahuti, and Seker, the Cathars, Chokma, and Bina, Aquarius, Jupiter, and Saturn, the crown, the brow. So definitely in our upper, Sephiros and our upper chakras in this month, which is going into the divine cosmic energy, which is in alignment with the fact that it's getting darker and darker and darker outside. So we have the longest night of the year, which is, when we go into the darkness, when we go into the void, that's when we come to our stillness. That's when we're really tapped into our brow and our crown that leads us into the Sephiros and our non-physical self. Ashe. So it's all in divine alignment. So we put those 2 threes of expression and emotion and understanding together, and that's going to bring us 6. So now there's like 2 things that you might be working on at the same time, trying to find balance between the 2, acting out on what it is that you want to do, pulling the magician card. Just learn how to balance the 2 and make time for the 2 in your health, wellness, and daily routine. Your moral integral code, what you're taking the time to listen to and learn about, is heavy here with those 2 things that you're trying to balance on 12/12. That was a good day to come into realization of, okay, I want this and I want to do that. So these are my 2 things. So how am I going to applicate these into my routine and my habits, right? We're going to put that 6 into the year of 8, because everything we do is coming into the year of 8. This is the year of Sebek. This is the year of building and destroying. This is the year of transformations and rebirth, and it's been brought to us by wisdom in our cipher and wisdom and our foundation of things. And so 4 is that number of Chesed, which is mercy. That's Mayat energy. So we have that wisdom of Mayat heavy here in this year of 8. 8 deals with Mercurian energy. This is the celestial technicians labeling things in our space, and we love it here. We are building in this space. So 8 is the number of conception. We are building, we are creating, we are molding what we want to give birth to in the year of Yesod, which is the year of 9. In the fiscal realm of things, when it comes to the money and the abundance, because y'all only want to pick and choose when y'all want to be on the fiscal rotation when it suits you in communication. But it is important to know about the fiscal calendar if you want to be in alignment with the nature of money versus the nature of nature. You know what I'm saying? So, pulling the magician card and learning how to be in alignment with both is a game that we play. All right. So we're going to put the 6 into the 8, and when we put how we are understanding our knowledge and wisdom into our daily routine with the 2 projects that we're working on, and we learn how to build and destroy and label things in our space and empower ourselves and make sure all is in alignment with Mayat and our internal law and order and stuff like that, then it's going to bring us to 1 and 4. So now we have the knowledge of how we're building the things. 4 is that number of stability. 4 is the number of nurturing. 4 is Cancer energy. Now we're getting into the moon. The moon is associated with Yesod, which is 9, which is born and the foundation of all things. So 4 is the cornerstone. We have the intellect of how we're building and molding and things like that. That brings us to 5. Today is the day of 5. Walking in the power of our truth is the vibe here. Okay, the celestial enforcer. 5 deals with 5 also deals with Leo energy. So that's, not only are we dealing with the Mars of the 5th Sephira of celestial enforcer, enforcing your internal law, your internal Mayat, or whatever. We're also dealing with 5, which is walking into your confidence and your courageousness with that Leo energy. So definitely a fire day. Shouts to my fire babies out here. A great day for my threes and my fives, my five light pathers, my people born on a multiple of three. This is a great day for you guys as well. Yeah, so let's talk about what's astronomically happening, or what happened on this day. The moon started off at a 7 degree in Taurus on the tropical. So mindset was on, what we value, what we see worthy, where our priorities are, and our energy exchanges. It was in that space of new beginnings. We started the day off with a 12 degree in Aries, getting that knowledge and wisdom. Draconic also in Taurus. So not, our mind and our soul was in alignment with what was our priorities, and it was all happening in the 8th house. So we were building and destroying in all these spaces of what we value, and what's what we want to work on in the space of wealth and love. We were in the Ashwini Nakshatra, which is the first nakshatra out of the 27 or 28 in the lunar mansions. This is the energy of intelligence, resourcefulness, leadership, sports, speed, vitality, new beginnings, dynamic, energetic, adventurous. This is represented by the horse's head, Aries energy. The deity is Ashwini Kumaras, which are Hindu twin gods. Okay, the planet is Ketu that rules over this lunar mansion. The Brahma is create, and Swan is the bird. It's all that deity Ashwini Kumaras is associated with medicine, health, and sciences. The sunrise was at 25 degrees in Scorpio. 20 degrees Sagittarius. So our thought process is on expansion and abundance, and really tapping into wisdom on that day, while we were building and destroying and finding balance and harmony on our enforcer and our energy exchanges. Vesta and Speaker were in conjunction. Speaker is that star of harvest and reaping what you sow, and abundance and expansion, while Vesta is that energy of passion. So what is it that you want to reap? What are you passionate about reaping? What are you passionate about having in your harvest and expanding on? It's heavy there. That happened at 7:38 p.m. Orion was opposite the sun at 3:19 a.m., which was the best visibility of the year. Juno and Zubin El-Janubi were in conjunction. The moon was the smallest distance to the earth, which is called perigee in the astronomical realm. Sigma Hydra's max activity was 3 an hour, and they were behind the Monoceros constellation. And the activity of Coma Berenices began. Their max activity was on the 16th, which was yesterday. And they moved at 3 an hour, and they're right above the Leo constellation, like in the head area. So that's what I have for the 12th. So let's talk about Friday the 13th. Which is a beautiful day in the lunar realm. So we started the day with a 94% waxing gibbous moon. Still in that moon of building on the tangible things in our space. Moon rising was at 2:45 p.m. and setting at 5:22 a.m. We were tropically in our thought process in Taurus at a 22 degree, mastering what we value. Draconic also in Taurus. So, value, priorities, all that was still on the forefront. Now we're mastering it. And our energy exchanges, we were still in Aries, new beginnings in that space. We're now in the 9th house of Sagittarius. So getting the downloads from the Oracle and sages and those aha moments was heavy on Friday about your goals and what it is that you want to work on. The nakshatra the moon was in was Kritika nakshatra. That is the 3rd lunar mansion. The symbol is a sharp knife or a razor because it's cutting. The nature of its energy is ruled by the sun deity Agni, which is the Hindu goddess of fire, transformation, purification, and illumination. People are independent and ambitious, assertive, fiery temperament, courageous, confident, risk takers, impulsive, and impatient. Moon and Uranus were at minimal angle at 4:40 a.m. The moon was 3.8 degrees north, conjunction at 5:44 a.m. The moon was 3.8 degrees north, observed at 4:20 a.m. with a 3.8 degree north-northwest separation. And this was happening in the Taurus constellation between Gemini and the moon and Uranus was happening in the Taurus constellation. The Alnath was opposite the sun at 1:49 p.m. Those was the best visibility of the year. In the Auriga constellation between Gemini and Perseus. The moon and Pleiades were also in conjunction. Pleiades is the 7 sorrow sisters. The moon was 0.8 degrees south, minimal angle at 11:57 a.m. The moon was 0.8 degrees south-southeast, and occultation did occur, which is kind of like an eclipse, but without the sun and moon. It's usually with the moon and another star or a planet. We were able to observe that at 5:47 p.m. with a 4-degree east separation. So Pleiades is the sorrow, how you're dealing with your sorrow, how you deal with your pain, and how you're ingesting it, how you're nurturing it. Uranus is also giving you those expansion pushes that you need. So a lot of you guys were dealing with some wounds on Friday that was pushing you guys to expand and heal and go to the progress that you're looking for. So let's talk about numerology, because I definitely went backwards. But 13 is a karmic debt number. And 13 is a karmic debt number because it's very difficult to stand under what you know. Three is a number of understanding. Three is a number of Saturn. This is challenges. This is Bina. These are the challenges that come into your space to give you the what do you call it? To give you the discipline and the order that is required for you to do the things that you're trying to do, right? And it's very difficult, for us to do it because it requires a lot of bravery, and it requires a lot of, pushback, from Saturn, because for every energy, there's an equal opposite energy. So as soon as you say that you want something, or you start moving towards it, or whatever, there's automatically going to be an equal opposite energy pushing back to give you that muscle to get it happening. You know what I'm saying? This also adds to the testimony and, the inspiration that you give others. Say, I went through this, I overcame that, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? It's all in alignment, okay? And it's it's very difficult for us to stand under the things that we know, because there's a lot of people, places, things, situations, ideas, and societies that want to control what we stand under and how we stand under it. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to stand under your own intellect, your own knowledge, to be able to take initiative and create and express, like, that is a big superpower. You see, it's a lot of energy out here trying to suppress you, whether it's people trying to shame you, make jokes about your dreams or your goals, redirect you, tell you how what you're doing is not important enough, tell you should do this over here instead because I don't make more money, it'll make such and such happy, you'll get the girls, the car, like, it's a lot of pushing and pulling people away from things that they're actually passionate about, to do other things for popularity or money or whatever, what have you. So to be able to stand under your own shit, it's a big deal. So congratulations and hats off to those who are, because it's not easy. This is how you create, this is how you build a foundation, this is how you nurture, this is the cornerstone of your being, is what you're standing under and who you're choosing to stand under. That's why that 1 and 3 come together and make 4. So you're going to take that 4 and you're going to put it under the month of understanding, because this is the month of 3, brought to us by knowledge and wisdom. This is the month that shows us exactly what the equal opposite energy is. Y'all wanted to have a good summer, you wanted a hot summer, here goes the equal opposite energy. Here goes the winter solstice in alignment with that summer solstice you had. You were playing around all summer, you weren't preparing yourself for the winter time, you weren't well, this is the equal opposite energy. Oh, you have plans for the summer to come? Well, this is the challenges that's going to come, to prepare you for, that abundance that you're looking for when we come to the summer solstice. So it's kind of like on the other side of the game, right? So we're going to pick that 4 and we're going to put it into our understanding of that 3, of this being the equal opposite energy, the challenges that come into our space, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to bring us to 7. It's going to bring us to that balance, the Libra, the open scales of justice and righteousness and truth, because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're on the other side. And just like, I'm on the northern hemisphere. So those of you guys on the southern hemisphere, y'all getting the summertime. Y'all getting the equal opposite energy of the things you guys, prepared for or did or set yourself up for in the winter solstice for you guys. So, it's divine alignment in that realm of things. 7 brings us to the open scale. 7 can also bring you into a space of isolation. So for all of my meditators and grounders and stuff like that, today is a heavy day for you guys to ground and meditate yourself. For some people who like to be engulfed in other people's energies, I highly suggest you cleanse yourself and get back to being one with your own self. It'll help you out to get some answers that you're working for on your scales, on your scales of life. That 7 is going to go into the 8 of empowerment, building and destroying. That's going to bring us to 1 and 5. So now we have knowledge of the 5 that we ended up with yesterday, right? So we're going to start to get the pattern of what this second decan of the month is doing for us. This is the decan of harmony and justice. So, we ended up with the 5 yesterday. Now we have the intellect of the 5, the knowledge of the 5, the cardinal of the 5, being called to act on that 5 that we were going over yesterday, for real. And that brings us to 6. So whatever we do on that 1 and 5 is going to applicate to that health, wellness, daily routine, that moral integral code that we also got the day before, adding those 2 3s together. So that's what I got for y'all on the 13th. Hopefully, that resonated. So let's get to 12, 14. 8. Okay, so now we have that knowledge of the foundation, that knowledge of the nurturing and the intellect. 4 is chesed, that's Maya energy, that's the law of justice and truth and righteousness. 4 deals with the moon energy, nurturing, home and family, feminine, mother energy, the divine womb, emotions is heavy here, but finding stability amongst all of that is really key. 4 in numerology, they're very dependable, very reliable. We're talking about the moms and dads, because M is a 4, D is a 4, we like our fours. We can rely on our four. You can stand on the square real easy. You know what I'm saying? So we have that knowledge, and that intellect, and that awareness, and that's going to bring us to 5, enforcing that knowledge of the 4, enforcing your foundation and what you built for yourself. Because we've really been working on that 5 for the last few days. So this is a great day for my 5 life pathers. 7's too, because 14 is divisible by 7. Going inward, tapping in on your intellect, spiritual knowledge, metaphysical knowledge is heavy here too. So we got that 5, that enforcer, that celestial enforcer, enforcing that law that you get with the 1 and 4, and we're going to put it into the month of understanding, because it's the month of 1, 2, 3, right? Knowledge and wisdom brings us understanding, experience, emotions, expressions, challenges that help us create a new law and order and a way of going about doing things, right? So we're going to put that 5 into that 3. That's going to bring us 8. So today we got a double 8 day. Today's a heavy, that day was a heavy day for building and destroying, transformation, empowerment, and rebirth. That was a great day for Scorpius energy, heavy. Any heavy 8th house placements, check them out. Anything that's currently in the transit chart in 8 or Scorpio, it's real heavy on this day as well, because we have the double 8s. This is also Sebek energy, so Mercurian flows is heavy today too. That is expression and communication, the celestial technician. So we put those 2 8s together, it comes to 1 and 6. So now you have a knowledge of what you have to do on a daily basis, as a daily routine, how to go about implementing things, your moral and integral code, what you need to learn, what you need to research, what you could be teaching other people, or taking the time out to teach yourself, stuff like that. Overall, that was a day of 7. Okay, that was a day of the Libra scales, Oba scales, being closer to God. That in Supreme Mathematics, 7 is the energy of God, because it brings us to law, justice, truth, and righteousness. 7 is Netzach, that's victory. That's Venusian energy of beauty, the celestial designers making everything real pretty for us and stuff like that. So, that's where we're coming into that space with the 1 and 4. So let's talk about what's astrologically happening. We had a 98% waxing gibbous moon. We started the day off with, in that moon of building tangible things. Moon rising 3:33 p.m. and setting at 6:40, tropically speaking, as well as draconic. We were in Gemini energy, so all about community, communication. Gemini is like that light transportation, like tri-state area, and with the community is like people in your neighborhood, or like your close, like siblings, cousins that you grew up with, grandparents, like people you actually grew up with, classmates and stuff like that. That's heavy Gemini energy. In our energy exchanges, we were in Taurus, so priorities and wealth. So how, you were acting out the priorities while your mindset was on like learning and being flexible and adaptable and stuff, like heavy on that 1 and 4. We were in the Rohini Nakshatra, which is the 4th lunar mansion. Again, still working on the 4s. Beauty, creativity, fertility, ruled by the moon. Symbol is the chariot, which is movement, fertility, and creation. The deity is Prajapati, which is the creator of the universe, nurturing, charming, grateful, farming. This is auspicious energy. It leads to one's change, materialism, sensual pleasures. The sunrise was at 7:13 a.m. and set at 4:34 p.m. It was at 22 degrees Sagittarius, so really mastering the wisdom that you get from the oracle and sages was heavy here. Also 27 degrees Scorpio in the energy exchanges, so transformations and finding balance on that 7, which is that God energy, where we end up anyway, and that's all in the 3rd house, which is the Gemini house. Community of communication, learning how to be stable in a flexible, always moving world. The moon and Aldebaran were in conjunction at 7:53 a.m. The moon was 9.5 degrees north. The moon and Jupiter were also at minimal angle at 1 p.m. The moon was 4.5 degrees north, conjunction at 1:54 p.m. The moon being 4.6 degrees north. Observe at 5 p.m. with a 5.5 north-northeast separation. The Geminis reached the max activity, moving at 120 an hour. So the 14th was a great day to catch the Geminis. They're right above the Castor star. Uranus enters Aries constellation at 5:15 a.m. Asteroid 15 Udmia is at midheaven in the Riga constellation at midnight. Uranus entering Aries is wild in the constellation realm of things, because Aries is new beginnings, is fire. And I know that, my condolences to the houses that, are experiencing the tornadoes and the firestorms and things like that. But that's heavy Uranus entering Aries energy in our happenings, okay? Expanding us to do things different, to move differently, to go into space. And remember, the universe is always working in your favor. So even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment, it's moving you to a better space. The Running Man cluster in the Orion Nebula. This is the cluster NGC 1977, and Orion Sword will be well placed in the evening sky as it reaches the highest point in the sky. And also remember, we're still in the energy of Osiris in the stars, which is leadership energy. Vesta in Virgo is opposite Chiron in Pisces. Also, the North Node is in Pisces as well. So, we're moving towards like really transferring our wounds right now and turning them into a superpower. And it's a lot of challenges to people that are trying to create the illusions of anything other than Jupiter. It's still kind of sorted in the space of being opposite the sun, as both still are moving. But we see the sun starting to move out of that opposition. But Jupiter is bringing expansion in Taurus energy, which is our heart chakra, while the sun is giving us transformational experiences in Scorpius energy. And then don't forget that Mercury is in the 3rd house Scorpio, Saturn is in the 6th house Aquarius, Jupiter is in the 9th house Taurus, and there's no planet in Leo, but the 12th house is over there, and that's our divine cross for the month. Lilith and Vesta are still pretty close to each other in the Virgo constellation, and it's a great time here. We love here. So let's move on, because now we are at we made it. December 15th. Okay. 12, 15, 8. So now we have the 1 and 5. Now we have the knowledge of our internal enforcer, our celestial enforcer. 5 also deals with Leo energy. So like this is heavy fire. 15 is a heavy fire day. Taking initiative, being confident, courageous, enforcing things in your space. For some of you guys that are always fired up, you probably be extra fired up, if you failing, your emotional test. Some of you guys are usually like calm, cool, and collected. Feel a little fire up under you to get some things started, some things finished or whatever. Just, it's nothing wrong with having fire. Just knowing how to like direct it and how to spend it and stuff. That's what's really important for real. So we have the 12, so we have the 1 and 5. We're enforcing our internal law. We're trying not to get into any fights with anybody about it. That brings us to 6, because however way we use this initiative energy, however way we use this fire, however way we enforce our knowledge, our intellect, and our downloads and stuff like that, it will affect us on our daily routine and our health and wellness, which is really dope, because this is also during the time we're starting the day off with our full moon or whatever on the 15th. So it's pretty cool here. So we have the 1 and 5. We put it to the 6, the health, wellness, daily routine, the moral and integral code. I don't know why I started drawing a blank, but the 6 Tippereth is also still fire. That's Leo energy. All to get to, the God, you got to go through the sun. Tippereth is the only Sephiroth that's ruled by a star, which is the sun, and it's the only Sephiroth that's connected to all the other Sephiroths. It's the central control realm of things. So we're definitely heavy on the heart today, heavy on our fire energy, taking action, getting things going and moving. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, we are in the month of understanding. So we put that 6 into the 3. What are we giving birth to? You know what I'm saying? We're applying things to our daily routine. We're understanding things. We're getting knowledge, wisdom, and discernment as we keep moving in this circle and expression and creation and all those things. So now, we're giving birth. We're in the 9s. We're in Yesod. We're in the foundation of things. 9 is also Sagittarius energy. That's Jupiter. That also rules over the sacral chakra, which is rules over the reproductive organs as well as the nervous system. So that is the divine above and below connection, which all the Sephiroths have in their own way. But, for the sake of talking about 9, then I lost my thought. So we were in the year 8. This is year of back building and destroying transformation. We're going to put that 9 into the 8, and that's going to bring us 1 and 7. So now we have the knowledge of the open scales and the justice and the harmony. This is the heavy intellect day, having an aha moment, like, get a new book, research something, just something that's really going to click in your mind, and it's going to show you like, oh man, like, that was the piece I was missing, and may it empower you as that 1 and 7 come together and make 8, which is the celestial technician. So he's either going to add to your Sebek or add to your solar plexus chakra, empower you to build and destroy some things in your space. Is heavy here, okay? And that's the mathematics. Start the day off at 100% waxing gibbous moon. Tropically speaking, as well as draconic, we are still in that community and communication, learning how to be stable and adaptable and flexible at the same time. 21 degrees Gemini, so finding balance and harmony with ourselves as a leader, and also, coming to a realm of understanding using wisdom and knowledge. We are in the Mrigashira nakshatra, which is the 5th lunar mansion. This is exploration, intellectual curiosity, assertiveness, the deer's head, being curious, restless, always searching, gentle, peaceful, highly intelligent, powerful, investigators, traveling, writing, teaching. Female serpent is the animal, as well as the hen. Start a new business or traveling abroad is heavy here, coming together with that 9 and 8. The deity is Soma, which is a Hindu personification of the moon, or a sacred ritual drink of immortality and intoxication. It was also used for the gods as well. And the northeast direction, the master of plants and healer of diseases. The sun rose that morning at 7:14 a.m. instead at 4:34 p.m. at a 23 degrees Sagittarius. It started off the day finding balance and harmony on that understanding and expression, which brings you to 5, which is the celestial enforcer. Once you do that, and then that's all happening in your mind, while in your energy exchanges, we are still in Scorpio at a 2 and 8, finding balance and harmony on that empowerment of self that'll bring you to knowledge in your cipher, overall knowledge. All of this is happening in the 3rd house of community and communications. The full moon was at 4:02 a.m. Earth was between the sun and the moon. This is considered the cold moon, or the Yule moon, before the Yule or whatever, long night's moon. Mercury and Graphias were at minimal angle at 4:37 p.m. Mercury was 3.7 degrees east. Graphias is a star in the Sagittarius Constellation. Transformations to our throat chakra, giving off the energy of like Mars and Saturn's little bit of difficulties there, challenges and stuff like that. You may have to push back a little bit. Some of you guys learning how to speak up for yourself, but all fun. The maximum north declination of the moon during the current cycle is at 3:06 p.m. Mercury is stationary and begins its prograde motion at 4:18 p.m. in the Sagittarius constellation. So we officially had Mercury moving forward on the 15th. The South Pole is tipped into view at 6:54. South Pole of the moon, is tipped into view at 6:54 p.m. The Puppet Velis from the Puppets constellation and the Sigma Hydrids from the Draco constellation in their activity today. The moon in Tejas posterior will also have minimal angle at 8:55 p.m. The moon was 5.5 degrees north, conjunction at 10:12 p.m. with the moon being 5.6 degrees north, and it was visible. Tejas posterior moves us into the Cancer energy a little bit, so let's talk about it on 12/16. See, we're moving along. Excuse me, and thank you for everybody who tapped into this recap. Y'all are really dope. Please feel free to reach out. I had a lot of things going on this past weekend, so I really didn't. I probably did have space. I did mentally in my mind had space to do this because I was doing it for myself. I just didn't do the recordings for all of you, so my apologies. But yeah, we get to the 12/16/8, 1 and 6, having knowledge of what we do on our daily routine, daily basis. Also, taking initiative with our heart chakra. This is heavy fire energy here too. See how we're fired up even in the wintertime because things are still going. It's just in the darkness and the cold. We put our cosmic seeds in the soil. That doesn't mean that things are happening. This is what I'd be talking about when I was talking about back in Libra season, when we were setting our intentions and we were all in the harvest energy and the wind was blowing our cosmic seeds into the soils that they belong to, so people can get the downloads and the uploads that they needed to do their part wherever they're at for whatever it was that you were speaking out, right? And so this is a space where, like I was telling y'all, you can't keep going into the dirt, digging up your seeds, trying to see if they sprouted, if they grow, because then you're going to keep interrupting the roots. You're going to keep interrupting the process. You have to trust that there's fire going on in those cosmic soils. People are being invoked, enlightened, uplifted. It's happening. You have to trust. You can't keep digging it up. Okay. All right. So that 1 and 6 is basically all of that. Awareness of what you have to do on a regular basis. Awareness of, your confidence and courageousness, having awareness and taking action on your Tippereth, on your heart chakra, and what gets you going, what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? 6 deals with the health, wellness, daily routine, and your more integral code. So organizing those parts of your space was probably heavy, that day too. Going inward is cool because that 1 and 6 come together and make 7. So going inward, getting yourself some spiritual, celestial guidance and knowledge, nothing wrong with it. Embrace that shit. This was a great day for my 7s or people that are in alignment with the visibles at 8, as 1 and 6 are, 8, 16, 24. Yeah, I think that's as far as we go because we can't get to a 32. But yeah, and then also being a 7, this was a good day for both of you guys. going inward and then going outward and working on business plans is definitely heavy here, especially on a daily routine. So that 7 and 3 of understanding come together, from that last sentence I just said, and that brings knowledge in your cipher. Also brings you back down to Jeb, or Malkuth, which is Earth, which is the 10th sphere, the 10th Sephiro, or whatever. And so when you come to the 10, it's like you're bringing to life, like what it is that you're trying to create is really coming to life. You got the 1 and 6, you're taking initiative, you're confident and courageous with it, or you're applying it to your daily routine, you're creating expression, you have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of it, you're expressing it, you're creating it, you're molding it, you're dealing with the challenges of it and all that stuff like that. So it's only righteous that it actually does come into fruition. It is actually here on earth. It is coming down. It is, giving life. So we're going to take that 1 of knowledge and put it into the year of 8 this year. Sebek, transformations, building, destroying. I don't think I gotta be repeating. Go back to the beginning of the video. You know what I'm saying? But today is the day of 9. Today's the day of Yesod, giving birth, foundation. 9 deals with Sagittarius energy, ruled by Jupiter. We're dealing with the reproductive organs here. Coming to that space of optimism, getting your downloads from the oracle and the sage. Just really paying attention to like your messages from spirit and how like your nervous system is responding to different spaces, because Jupiter rules over the head, but it's more so in alignment with like the nervous system of things, right? So we're at a 9. It's a day of 9. I love my 9s. We start the day off with a 99% wine and gibbous moon. Now we're in the moon of cleansing, and we're cleansing tangible things, okay? The moon rose at 5:38 p.m. and set at 8:51 a.m. Tropically, thoughts are in Cancer. That's nurturing, home and family, the mother energy. Started the day off at a 5 degree in Cancer, so like enforcing the nurturing that was needed, and what's required spiritually and intuitively and all those things. And our energy exchange is still in Gemini, in our community communication, some light traveling city to city at a 10 degrees. So wholeness, completion, knowledge in our cipher, bringing back the knowledge. And all this is happening in the 10th houses of successes and achievements, and Saturn rules over the 10th house, so it's like bringing things into fruition. Also, this is 10, this Jeb. Draconic speaking, we are in Gemini as well, so our energy exchanges are in alignment with our spirit. So a lot of the people, places, things, situations, conversations, things that you learn in the space and time are in alignment with your soul's purpose and where your soul needs to be, especially if you see some things familiar, deja vu heavy, when we have the constellation and draconic energy in alignment. This is the 6th lunar mansion, Ardra Nasatra. Teardrop, diamond, human head is the symbols. Cleansing, sorrow, regeneration is the energy. Rahu, or the north node, is the kind of like planet. Deity is Rudra, which is a fierce form of Lord Shiva associated with destruction and renewal. Air is the element. Betelgeuse is the star. Betelgeuse is in the Orion constellation. Green and emerald are the colors. Being intelligent, extreme, and extreme emotions are things to look out for. Sunrise at 7:15 a.m., sunset at 4:35 p.m., 24 degrees. We start the day off with in Sagittarius, in our tropical space. Our thought process was on expansion and finding balance and foundation, applicating that expansion, that joy, that optimism into our daily routine. Transformations, mastery of those transformations is happening on the Vedic of our experiences with the sun, as we start the day off at a 29 degree Scorpio. 2 and 9, finding balance and harmony on the things that we give birth to, especially on this day of 9. This is a nice day. And 11 is mastery. So we're mastering our empowerment. We're mastering our transformations. You know what I'm saying? Kind of coming to a close with some of the things in our space. And this is happening in the 3rd house, community and communication. That's the Gemini house, y'all. Comate Berenices reached the max activity at 3 an hour above the Leo constellation. Sun enters Sagittarius constellation at 5:30 a.m. So shouts to my Vedic Sagittarians out there. Happy solar return to y'all. We are now going to start having Sagittarian experiences. The Scorpio energy is officially over. Thank God. Oh my God. Did Scorpio energy beat your ass? Because it was beating mine. Okay. The moon at 10 degrees Gemini, 10th house is opposite Pallas, which is at 10 degrees in the 4th house. And so, We love it here. Palace is genius like qualities that you overlook in yourself. So while you're in alignment with this community or having communications or learning about things or traveling, you might have an aha moment about some things about yourself that you're suppressing that you're actually really good at. So, listen to those things. Try them. It's okay to suck. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling my son this earlier today, trying to get him out of his anxiety because I'm sad. I think he gets it from me. And I'm like, bro, when you start things off, you're not going to be great. You're going to fucking suck. You're going to fuck up. Like, it's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look at me. I'm here. I fuck up all the time. I'm kind of embarrassed at how much I keep fucking up because I'm so smart. It's so embarrassing. But we're officially in the energy of harvest and granary. We are in the year of nickel. We are officially in the vibe of the owl, the Sagittarius. We are reaching our last moments of the Osiris energy. I believe we are in Osiris until the 19th. Yes, we will be entering Isis energy, which is the goddess of nature, on the 19th. But for now, we are still in Osiris. Still bringing things from the underworld on the above, tapping into our leadership. And don't forget that Mercury is still, in Scorpius, transformations and empowerment happening to our throat chakra. Saturn, which is our root chakra, is in Aquarius, becoming detached, revolutionary, and rebellious in our root chakra. In the 6th house, which is, could be debilitating. Some of you guys might be enduring some like physical ailments, diseases, and stuff like me and shit. To redirect your root chakra, because it's time to be in that Aquarius. And if you guys did not get that disease or that disability or whatever, you guys would be moving against Saturn. I'm pretty sure, because I probably would be too. It's time for new beginnings in your root chakra. Stop holding on to old shit. It doesn't serve us. And it's one thing to keep talking about it. I get it. We talk about it because we want to wake up the masses, or we like having reviews because we get paid on social media. But you're not doing anything different with the being on somebody else's field doing things. So just be intentional. If we want shit to fall apart, we gotta intentionally make that shit fall apart. Okay. Jupiter is in Taurus, providing expansion and optimism in our heart chakra, our space of wealth and priorities and love, and what we find beauty in and what we find valuable. So a lot of expansion is going to have to happen there. What are you valuing, and why are you valuing it? Certain things we've been valuing generation to generation, it's going to have to lose its value. And I know it's going to hurt because a lot of us are emotionally attached to these things. That's the power of Taurus. But detach, okay? It's better for us. And just remember, there's no celestial bodies in Leo, not any major ones anyway. So my apologies to the asteroids that feel left out. But the 12th house is there. This is the house beneath the horizon, giving us our consciousness. If we move with our inner creative, our inner dramatic energy, our inner child, we're definitely going to be hitting on the Akashic records. We're definitely going to be hitting on our subconscious, and then things in our dreams, and tapping into like other people, hidden enemies, and other people of our Akashic records we're supposed to be in alignment with and stuff like that. And so that's what I got for you. That is the divine recap from 12/12 to 12/16. You got the numbers, you got the planets, you got the stars, you got a lot going on. Feel free to look this video back over. I probably should have did this live. It probably would have been way more fun. I miss you guys so much. I'm very proud of myself. For a minute I was beating myself down, but I can't wait to go live to share with you guys some of the things that I have been experiencing under this Scorpius energy. And I can't wait to see what Sagittarius vibes have in store. And just remember, we'll be in Sagittarius Constellation up until like January 17th. So, even though we'll be entering Capricorn energy soon, for the next few days, we'll be in Sagittarius on the tropical, Vedic, and Draconic. And so that's really exciting. Bask in this optimism, this expansion, whatever energy you feel, the pushes to get some things done. Check whatever Sagittarius energies you may have in your chart, because those are probably the parts of you that are being awakening in these next 3 days heavy. yeah, I love y'all so much. Reach out for a personal reading. You know, I'm still doing retrograde readings. I'm still doing the birth date and the birth name. Those are the two specials that I have going on right now. If you would like a consultation to see how my services and my products can fit your needs, please, I'm here. I also do guided meditations one-on-one. I do astrological, numerological therapy sessions. I do energy awareness coaching. I do group workshops. You want me to come to an event and do a workshop with you guys to show you guys how to read your own sephiros and chakras? I do that as well. You know, you want a personal affirmation song written for you and thing you got going on? Do that as well. Just reach out to me. Let's do a consultation. You know, you see me, you like my energy, you want to know how, you know, I can help you on your journey. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very adaptable. I'm a Virgo stellium. But peace, y'all. Y'all enjoy this beautiful day.